This requires throwing a bumper out to the pile to make sure that they know exactly where it is. Otherwise, they could go anywhere. Heel. Heel. Sit. Sit. Back. The criteria here: a dog must go to that pile like she's doing right now, and must accept a nick from your side, en route, and once that is really solid, then you begin to stop the dog on the whistle. Now, every once in a while you want to practice your whistle stops, because sit, otherwise it's hard to stop them in the water once you develop the power. Sit, 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 fetch, back, back, fetch. Good. Okay. All right. You can interject that into your training every once in a while just to reinforce the sit command. Sit with a whistle. Now this will be a force while they're en route to the pile. Here. Sit. Back. 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 So that is back, nick, back. You should keep your nicks in the front section of this. Don't be nicking right there by the pile, because it'll make a dog not want to go there. So keep any pressure that you're putting on the dog, your nicks, all the force, anything in the front half, so that once they get past the stopping point, they're home free. They don't expect a nick after that. Once they can do I should just finish by saying that they have to do a nick from their side, which is heel, sit. This will be a nick from the side. Back! Then you can verbally, back! Back! Now there's no nicks on the verbals there. Only a nick from my side. That time. Now, good. Good girl. During this entire process, make sure that everybody stays happy. If you notice, even for a second, that the dog is starting to get scared or act like he or she doesn't like it, that's the time to go into action and make sure, yep, that they do like it. Atta girl. Come on, get with it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. That's it. Okay, come on. Come on now. Heel. Sit. 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 Back. It's okay to introduce your hand on this. When you do use your hand, get it down there and leave it there. Don't be putting it out and sending the dog like you were shoveling dirt. You put your hand down and leave it there for a second or two, so that it doesn't become a tip-off as to when you're going to send your dog. I've seen a lot of people put their hand down as they're sending the dog, and consequently they can't ever get their hand down without a dog looking up or being distracted by it. So if you're going to use your hand, which is totally unnecessary, but if you like to make it look like you're part of the act, then when you do put your hand down, put it down and leave it down. Again, every once in a while, you pitch one out to reinforce where that pile is. Back. You should be nicking en route or nicking from your side about every other time, or a third of the time, not every time. You don't want the dog to just believe that it's going to get a nick from the electric collar every time it's sent. Good girl. Use plenty of praise and scrutinize every stroke that the dog takes to make sure the mood is perfect. As you can see, this dog has a really good attitude, and that's because I've never let it be anything but that. Sit. Sit. When this is going totally smooth, back and forth, accepting the nick on route, then you can introduce a whistle stop, and later a whistle stop with a nick. Back. Good. Good girl. Back. It's good to make them really comfortable stopping on the whistle. You've used all this force and reinforcement of the back command. Good girl. You got to make sure that they are comfortable with it and that they'll stop and go. Not that when they hear a whistle, they're scared. You don't want that. Good girl. Sit. Back. Make sure I don't have flaring or some problems associated with stopping with a nick. Good girl, okay. Okay, good. That's a good girl, okay. Good, okay. Okay, here, come here. Good, sit. Back. Good girl, okay. Good, okay. Sit. Heel. Heel. Sit. Back. Now I'm going to stop her. Over. Now again, this is a longer, I've got some dummies on the far shore, and that's a longer swim than you need, but it's okay. Good, okay. Yep, yep. Now next I'm going to send her straight through, make sure there's no problem with going straight ahead or going through a place where she was stopped. Good. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Back. Okay, good. All right. Good girl. All right. Now I'm going to send her again and stop her and see if I can go all the way down for the right hand over. Sit. 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 Back. Over. Over. No. Over. I'm hoping she sees those two bumpers there. I think she does. So now I have, as soon as I go back through down the middle, I have done a complete water single tee.